back to another episode of Sitwithshy. Today I'm joined with Treyanne and she's going to tell us a little bit about her experience in the creative industry. So before we delve into all the questions, could you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, okay, so my name's Treyanne and what else do you want to know?
Like, what do you
I
do?
do? Oh,
Yeah.
we'll be here for a while. Okay, so what do I do? I'm a teacher. I'm a fitness instructor, a personal trainer, a nutritionist. I'm also an actress, a runway coach, confidence building coach, and a mum of two.
Wow. So you're multi-talented.
Yes. Oh,
got a lot of things that you do.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you have a lot of experience and knowledge that you can provide tips for people on here. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, have you always been into the arts?
So I'd say I've been into the arts since I was young, very young, a small child. My sister has said to me that she actually saw it in me when I was much younger. But at the time, I've always been interested in drama, in singing. I can't sing, but I've been interested, and dance was my thing.
Okay.
And I've always remembered that, I've always thought, I remember saying to myself, I really want to get into the arts and the rest of it. At the time when I was growing up, I'm starting to show my age now, there wasn't much outlets, there wasn't much places for you to actually go to, not like there is now. I mean, gosh, you guys are it's saturated now.
Yeah.
I think there was one in West End, and I guess parents coming from the Caribbean, focusing on obviously raising their children. Yeah. That was the last thing on their mind, and then it's the connections if you don't really know anyone and things. So I used to just do my thing in school, at home mainly. It started at home, always singing, dancing, performing. And then school, any opportunity I had really to join the drama group, the dance group, putting on shows and things like that. So, yeah.
That's good. So you mentioned about opportunities and us nowadays having a lot of opportunities. Could you mention some things that are out there for people that might not know? Like, how could they start?
Oh my goodness. There's so much, isn't there? There's a lot of free things to start with as well. So I know there's an organisation called Meetup, and they may do whatever it is that you're interested in. You can go on and meet like-minded people, but also go to classes, and most of them are free.
Okay.
So that's a nice, cheap way. A local drama association, what do they call it? Aquadramatics or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So you can have a look on there. It's not always about having to, go to the expensive, I'm talking about drama now, or dance schools. Obviously, if you have that, you have the finances to do that, that's absolutely fine. But if you think you like something, then I think it's always best to just dabble in it a little bit. If you can get a little feel of it first. I'm trying to think. There's so many. I always say to my children, Google is your friend.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay? Google is your friend. So that's the best thing to do, really. Google, and you'll find out, there's so many cheap ways to start. And then obviously if you feel that this is really for you, you want to go ahead and take it more seriously, then, you can go to a different school and you go to different schools and things. I mean, I personally I'm not trained professionally, okay? So just putting it out there. Yeah. I just go and do my thing, Yes, I do attend drama sessions when I see them, paid ones as well. Yeah. I have looked at drama school. That's something I'm looking at, but it wouldn't actually be full-time, definitely not. It'll just be something I'll do, once a week. If I decide to, if I feel I need it.
I think what you said is important though, because I think a lot of people feel like they have to go to prestigious schools to train and do all this kind of stuff. It's so true, dabble in it a bit first. And see.
See, because your specialism, you may think, oh, actually I like acting, but actually your specialism may be dance, it may be spoken word. There's so many different avenues. Also, what I'd mention as well, there are, as I said about the performing arts schools, there are affordable ones.
Yeah.
I used to actually own 2 performing arts schools as well.
Yeah.
And, which was quite, I didn't think it was that expensive. So that's another avenue, and that was on a Wednesday evening and a Saturday.
Okay.
So there's different avenues to take,
Different things for different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned that you do acting. Like, what's your process to like becoming a character? 'Cause I know different actors have different ways of doing it.
Yeah. So once I'm given a script, I'll speak to the director to see what it is, how they see that character, and then how I see it. And the director I work with mainly at the moment, he's very flexible and he's happy to get feedback, which is really great. Some directors, obviously, they know exactly how this character needs to be, because it depends what, what it is, what the outcome is. But the particular director I've been working with quite a lot, he is very flexible. He's open to ideas, and and we literally, when we're rehearsing, we're working through it. Not just myself, but the whole cast. Yeah. We're able to flex and come with ideas to, give him some suggestions, and if he's happy with it, then we go ahead. So it's about getting in, knowing the character, but not just knowing the character on script. What's the background?
That's true.
That's what I want to know. What is the background? How old is that character, if it's not mentioned? What's her family situation like? How did she grow up? What area? Yeah. What's her financial status? If it's not mentioned, of course. So it's knowing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And when I say knowing the bigger picture, it's almost like you're creating a character, the character story. Yeah. If it's not mentioned, you have that space to create that. So you may create that based on what else is going on for, I don't know. For instance, the character I'm playing at the moment, I'm a best friend of somebody. So it may be based on where that best friend is living, the best friend status, so why are they best friends, So that's the process. It's more than just, I believe it's more than just, okay, I've got a character. Yeah. I'm just going to play that character. Definitely. Yeah, I love the research. I love it, and
I like that. So I think like I've heard a lot of interviews on like method acting, like people really getting into the role and stuff like that. What do you think about method acting?
Method acting. So I think it has its place. I think it is. It definitely has its place. I think it is a good. It's a good theory, definitely. It has its place.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What's like been the most fun thing for you as an actress so far?
Traveling.
Okay.
And acting. Yeah. So I love to travel and I love to act. So the two married together is heaven to me. So with the production that I'm in at the moment, it's theatre production. We travel. We've travelled to the Caribbean. We've recently come back from St. Kitts and Nevis. Okay. We are due to go to Barbados as well.
Yeah, I know.
Again. Due to go to Barbados. We were due to go to New York actually in August, but that's been postponed. Yeah. So before the pandemic, we travelled to, let me try and remember, Jamaica. We travelled to St. Kitts and Nevis again. We travelled to Grenada. Before I joined, the cast travelled to Trinidad. We've travelled to Canada. Not sure if I've left anything else out. But yeah.
That's amazing.
So that's the most fun. You know what it is? It's stepping out of what you're used to. You're used to performing in front of, people in England. Yeah. You're going to a different country, different cultures, and it's just how they see things and the feedback that you receive, because it's good to get feedback. Yeah, it's amazing. And then being away as well. The thing is, you're working and you're working hard. You're doing interviews. You're doing radio interviews, TV. Sometimes you're going around doing seminars, but I just love to travel anyway because I love to learn about other people's cultures.
That's lovely, yeah.
So the two married together, as I said, is heaven to me. If I could do that every day, that would be me.
Aww.
Have money coming in somehow, but yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
You must be really, really busy with that all going on. How do you balance time for yourself as well as what you do?
How do I balance? I don't know. I think I just do it. I kind of I am mindful about having time out for myself as well, downtime, and I do have that a lot. People always say to me, "Oh my gosh, you're so busy," and I'm like, I don't feel so busy. I guess everything has its place where, you know, the business that I run as well, one of the businesses that I run, I Am Echo, that has a season. Although we have things going on in the background, because I'm not on my own, I have a partner. It helps. If I was on my own, I think it wouldn't run as smoothly because, you know, it's a lot. Because I've got so much other things going on. Obviously, if I didn't, then okay. But working in partnership with somebody, it does help. So I think, and then because they obviously take the load off as well. So I don't know, Cheyenne. I just
do it.
Yeah, there's very busy seasons, and then there's slow times as well, downtime. So I do balance on a week-to-week basis. I have a lot of time to myself as well.
That's good.
I really do.
Yeah. So with someone that's just like coming into like acting or creative field in general, what kind of personality traits or qualities do you think you need to have to be successful in that field?
Okay, so number one, you need to be willing to accept no.
Okay.
It is a tough industry out there, and what I would suggest is make sure that, okay, so you can go along to your weekly drama sessions and things like that. But if you've identified and you know, okay, that you want to go ahead with this, just know it's not all glitz and glamour. Okay? A lot of the times we show on social media the end product. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But actually, there's a whole journey to travel.
Definitely.
So I would definitely say, think about how far you want to take this. And no, you may not make it to that big stage, okay? Depends on what you want to do. I know there's a lot of people out there on social media, you know, they want to do acting, they want to be a top actress, they want to do, and it's fine, and it's good. It's good to set goals, and it's good to have a vision. But no, it's not, you know, it's not a industry to be walking into lightly. Not saying that you can't, you know, get to a level and, you know, still not saying you mustn't do it at all. But no, if you want to say you're hitting Hollywood, not everybody's going to hit Hollywood, basically. You know, there's other ways around it. You know, for instance, I'll give you an example. So I was interested in acting from a very young age and dancing and the rest of it. So I obviously didn't get that experience professionally. You know, I was at school anyway. Anyway, forgot about it. Not forgot about it. It was always there, but life takes you a different road. I got to a certain age and I thought, okay, so I've missed the boat. Okay, so I thought, but you know what? I still have a desire for this. So my thinking was, I'm going to own a performing arts school, so that young children now will have an opportunity to experience what I didn't experience at that age. Okay, and the performing arts school wasn't for, you know, to make anyone a star. Yes, it's a bonus if you can help with the journey. It's there obviously for confidence building, self-esteem, and, you know, building friendships and communication skills so much, you know. So there's other ways as well. The reason I'm saying this is because I felt like I missed the boat then, but actually I didn't actually miss the boat, because it was in line a little way after that, or in the midst of that I actually joined this production company that I'm with now. Yes, I'm doing theatre. You know, a lot of people don't want to do theatre, or they might want to do TV and things. And I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible. Yes, anything is possible. I believe in that, but it's to what level?
True.
Okay, so
I'm glad you said that though, because I feel like some people feel like once they get to a certain age, they can't do certain things.
Oh, no.
And it's not true. Yeah.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No. Definitely not. I'm testament of that, I believe. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well, when you're going to like a casting call, how do you prepare yourself for that?
Right. So depending on what it is that you've got from the agent, obviously you research and make sure you research the character. Facebook is a good place to join acting groups because you can ask questions in there as well that people who have experienced that, how they prepare. So it's about getting into the mindset of the character. And knowing what the director wants as well. Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned like what the director wants. You've done a little bit of directing when we did our thing together.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So what was you looking for when you were like hiring people to do?
Right, okay. Right, okay. I forgot about that. So what we done was based on the book, right? And so I knew exactly what the author had expected from that character. Okay. So I knew the backstory. I got all of that information when the author was actually writing the book. I had all of that information. So I was looking for the character traits of the individuals who played each person. So that's what I was looking for. And I think when we started, we chose certain people for certain characters, and then maybe in between was like, oh no, actually that character. And then if I remember correctly, I think your character, right?
Yeah.
We chose you for one, but actually we thought you would have been... Yeah. Did we actually change it?
I had a different character and then I got casted as someone else in the end. Yeah.
That's it. We did do it. Sorry, we done it. Yeah, we did do it. Absolutely, because we saw the strengths that you had for that particular character.
Okay. Yeah. I asked you that because sometimes it's good to know what directors are thinking before you go to...
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess depending on what it is. So for instance, the director I work with... He obviously knows what the character... He definitely knows because I know the characters he chooses for me are certain type.
Okay.
And I say to him as a joke, because we get on so well, stop typecasting me. But I suppose it helps me to flow in my character because, you know, I'm not saying I'm naturally like that person, but I guess it helps that I'm able to adapt, and he knows, he sees in me what I can bring to the table.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think there's benefits then in being typecasted? Because I know some people feel restricted. But...
Yeah, definitely benefits in being typecasted. I always say, I want to play... I know myself. Yeah. I do want to dabble and try different characters. But I know where my strengths are as well. But I'm willing to develop other strengths as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pros to it then.
A lot of pros, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done so many different types of creative things, and a lot of it requires like promotion and self-promotion.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And I know some people aren't comfortable necessarily with doing that, but like, what do you think the benefits of self-promotion are?
So definitely getting out there. Networking is another good one.
Yeah.
The benefit is you're going to connect with people, and you know, some people think that actors are quite out there. They're extroverts, and it's not necessarily so. Yeah. Actually, you may well be an introvert as well, but actually, whilst you're performing, you're extrovert. Yeah. So you may not be comfortable with networking, but the benefit is that you will meet different people.
Sure. Yeah.
You will connect with people who will connect you with different people. And also getting yourself out there on social media. That's I struggle with that, but hey. But getting yourself out there on social media is another way to get yourself out there.
So you mentioned a keyword, which is networking. Some people actually don't know how to network. So how do you actually do it? I know it sounds simple, but...
I guess there's a lot of events again.
Yeah.
Eventbrite is a good one.
Okay.
There's a lot of free events that you can go on, have a look at Instagram. People are always putting on events. Even if it's not free, it may just work for what it is that you need.
Yeah.
And it's about just going, even if you bring a friend.
True.
If you're really uncomfortable, it's always good to get to a place where you can travel on your own somewhere. But if you try and find someone, or it may not be a friend, it may be just someone in that circle that's interested in the same thing as you.
Yeah.
Again, as I said, Facebook has some amazing acting platforms, like groups.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could buddy up with them and get networking, get out there. Now we can get out there, and also you can network. They're still doing a lot on Zoom as well.
Yeah.
So it's not always about, actually physically going, because you may not live in an area where the event is taking place. You could be living far away. A lot of things happen in London, as we know, okay? So there's a lot of people not living in London, so it's a case of looking for those Zoom events. Eventbrite is good. You just type in what it is you're looking for. I'm sure there's other platforms as well. It's only because I use Eventbrite. And just getting out there, doing what you can really, and just speaking to people really, even on a one-to-one. There are people out there who are happy to give advice. Not saying you've got to suck them dry, but they might give you a 10-minute. Happy to give you a 10-minute advice.
Brilliant. Thank you. You do as well modelling, so let's delve into that side. So I know that you have a business called I Am Echo.
Yeah, that's correct.
What prompted you to make that business?
So that business is what I was talking about a bit earlier, about being in partnership. So I'm in partnership with my friends, Paulette. And so the history of that is, in the olden days, not really, back in... Oh my gosh, this is really giving away my age. Right, we were 5 when we started. We were here like that. We weren't really. Back in, I believe it was 1989. That must have been before you was born. 1990, something like that. We were really young, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a modelling school, and it was called the Laurie Small School of Modelling. And Laurie was amazing. So it was in East London. So I used to hear about this school on the radio when I used to be driving and things, and I'd be like, I really want to join that school, but anyway, I don't think I had the confidence to do it. So a friend of mine, my friend Norman, he actually encouraged me to join the school because he also heard it and gave me the details. So I said, okay, someone believes in me. I'm gonna phone up anyway. So I joined this school, I think I stayed for about 2 years. I graduated. And so we learned how to catwalk model in a professional way. Paulette also went to that school. So although we don't remember each other in that particular school, so we had a mutual friend by the name of Yvonne, and we then decided to once we graduated, to put together a organisation called Us Girls. So what we trained models. We then basically done exactly what Laurie was doing. Well, not the same, of course, because she had a big school. But we recruited people from generally we were going for young men and women and children. So we used to train them how to catwalk, and we put on shows. But back then we were putting on like fashion shows and parties, like dances. Okay, so that's what we were doing, and it was great. We were, up and down, doing this, doing that. So that was, for me, my first introduction to business. Anyway, so time goes on. It was going really well. We had great feedback. Life happens. People move on. People get married. People have children. Anyway, I decided I'm going to leave now because I had my son. so I stayed, I think, until he was about 6 months, and I thought, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a step back now. So I actually continued after that to train models and put on shows, but I wasn't putting on parties. It was more within the community, like at churches.
Okay.
It was for my sister used to buy like outfits and things, and leather. Leather was a big thing back then, and so she used to put on events in the local community in Bromley, and I used to train the models. So, you know, I was doing that anyway. I was doing that for quite a number of years. So myself and Paulette then, fast forward years later, I think it was about 2000, so we met before, along the way, I can't remember where we met, but then we met at a business event, which would have been 2017, and Paulette and myself said, oh my gosh, it would be so nice to put at least one show back on. So we got together, and it was just myself and Paulette. So obviously we renamed, and we came up with I Am Echo. So we put on a show March 2018. It was supposed to be one show, just to say, yes, we put on another show. Anyway, the show was amazing. It was a sellout. The feedback was amazing. Obviously, it was buzzing. And we were like, actually, we want to do another show. And so fast forward. So since then, we've put on, I think it's about 6 shows now. Yeah, I think it's about 6. So what we've done now, we've trained models again, but what we've done, we've actually trained children, young people, older people, and elderly people as well. So we've put on elderly fashion shows, we've put on children's fashion shows, and we've put on the general shows. So what's happened out of that now, the feedback we've been getting is that the models have been saying that since doing the workshops, the confidence building workshops, the runway training workshops, they have found this new confidence. Okay, so they're able to go into public places, talk in front of people. They're able to go for job interviews that they would never have gone for. Their confidence have grown in relationships. They're just, you know, the feedback has been amazing. So we were like, okay, and then lockdown happened. So we were like, okay, what we're going to do with this? So we decided that we're going to put together a online package for children and adults, confidence building package, because our background is in the teaching, it is in education. So we have a lot of skills between us. So we've put together this program, and we've been delivering to children online through the pandemic. Again, the feedback has been amazing. And so once the pandemic we was coming out of it, we started to plan for another show. So we tried to put on 2 shows last year, but because of the COVID numbers started to go up, we had to cancel because, you know, it was looking a bit tricky. So we cancelled. But finally, on our 5th year anniversary this year, we were able to put on a show celebrating our 5th year anniversary, and for the community, and also celebrating Mother's Day and International Women's Month.
Lovely.
So we was able to do that. So right now, where we are now with I Am Echo, we have just managed to secure funding for a Windrush event.
Wow,
So we just got the news. We got the news last week. So we've secured that. So that's going to be happening. That will be a free event. So what we'll do, it will be a Windrush afternoon tea with a fashion show. So with stories about the Windrush and things like that. We also now launched our merchandise, we launched that on our 5th year thing. I have the t-shirt, one of the t-shirts on there. So we have hoodies, we have trainers, we have bags, we have journals for children and adults, we have a cup, so we have quite a lot. So we're just getting that on a platform at the moment. And we're in schools now. So we're delivering children's confidence workshops
Yeah.
in schools. What else are we doing? And again, we are preparing to put on another show. You know, we have an elderly fashion show coming up September the 2nd as well, and that is we're in partnership with Just Be, an organisation called Just Be, who we have worked with before. So
big things coming.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so yes, it's good. Talking about it actually is like.
You see your passion about it. It's really nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we are at the moment. So that's the journey. Yeah.
Can people get involved in what you're doing? If so,
Yeah,
how?
absolutely. Just contact us, socials or through yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can obviously pass that on. So social media, I'm Echo. I always get mixed up with this. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. So it's I'm Echo fashion platform on one of them.
I'll link it in the description.
I'll get it to you. I always get it mixed up. But yeah, definitely they can. So the involvement could be people can work backstage because there's a lot of people who don't want to be at the front. They want to work backstage. They want to work with the models. And one of our shows are 2019 December show that we had at the Holiday Inn in Kensington.
Yeah.
We had college students who were doing fashion design. They helped us backstage. We had college students doing makeup for us. So they can contact us to do that. They can actually get involved as a model, just come through our workshop program, and they can model. And then what happens, they stay on our books for a whole year. It's literally, it's a when I tell you very small fee, it's just so that we can get your photographs. It's just like an admin fee that we charge. So so they can get involved with also working for us as well, because we are hiring for people to go into schools and deliver the program that we have designed, a bespoke program that we've designed. So if anybody wants a job in the school, we are also starting up a Saturday club as well. So we'll be looking for people to work across the borough, across the country.
So I'll definitely link everything she said.
So definitely if they want to get involved.
Thank you.
Perfect.
With that, what I really like about I Am Echo is that you guys take on a multitude of different people. So different races, different sizes, ages,
heights.
Heights too. Do you think it's important within the fashion industry to have that sort of representation?
Absolutely. I really do. I think that what we have seen in the past has been disturbing for some young girls, you know, to believe, and not just fashion, I'm talking about genuinely, to believe that if you don't look a certain way, then you won't be loved. You know, it's important to know, yes, what we have can be improved, but in a healthy way. Okay, so you know, if you feel that, you know, for instance, like weight. If you feel like you've got too much weight on and it's not healthy, there's ways you can obviously rectify that. Your height, learn to love your height. It doesn't matter that you're short, that you're tall, you know, all of that. You are blessed. You know, there's people, if you feel you're too tall, there's people who are absolutely dying to be your height.
So true.
And again, you're short. There's people dying to be your height. You may not think it and you may not be told that. But actually, you know, we have to learn to embrace who we are. We are who we are. We're given what we are. We are blessed. We are truly blessed. We just have to learn to love where we're at. As I said, yes, you can always better yourself in so many different ways. And that's good, you know, but on a whole, start where you are, and then, you know, all this, you know, big bum, big... Yes, okay. So I'm not saying you mustn't have it. What I'm saying is I am against the operations, okay? That's what it is. You can go to the gym and work that.
That's true,
You have to put the work in. You know, there's ways to do it. You can get that small waist. Okay, you may not get a small waist as a small petite person, but you can get a smaller waist. Okay, so this is where I step in with my fit.
That's what I'm saying. It's always on nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So social media is tough. You know, you really need to know who you are. As I was saying earlier, you need to know who you are when you go into the media and to the creative world, because you can be thrown this way, that way, thinking that person looks like that, so I'm going to look like that. But you don't know what that person's done.
True.
You don't know what that person's doing. You don't know the pain if the person is going through certain thing. You just don't know. So you really need to learn to embrace and love yourself. You have to get to a place where you have to learn to do that. You know, I know some people were like, well, how do I do that? There's ways, obviously. There's ways that you can do that. Definitely.
I like the message that you said about like embracing yourself, because a lot of young people
it breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart. You know, everybody has a quality in them. Everybody, there's something lovely and beautiful about everybody. And it's just being able to believe that. You know, yes, there's, you know, we always want to improve. I think it's good that you want to improve yourself. Absolutely. But it's important to improve your mind, you know, and your mindset as well. Yes, we want to look nice, but, you know, I think that's a whole new podcast about spending money on this, on the material things. Yes, it's nice to have material things, but it's not the first thing, you know. Definitely. Know yourself, you know. Keep yourself healthy, you know, everything else will flow.
So like we mentioned, like knowing yourself and keeping yourself healthy, do you think that's like the building blocks to like success in general? Like,
whatever success means to you, definitely. Knowing yourself so that you're not swayed by this person, what that person may say about you. Know yourself and know who you are. Okay, that's really important. And again, there's so many confidence building workshops out there that you can learn to do that, you know. So very important as a starting ground, starting point.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you also do a bit of hosting as well.
Oh gosh, yes.
What do you look for in like a good host? What do you think makes a good host?
Being relatable, being approachable, being adaptable, being friendly is really important, and having very good listening skills. It's very important. What else would I say? The approachable is very good as well, and being open as well. Because I think and just trying to let your conversation flow and not being robotic, I believe, is important as well. For me, I think when I host, I do feel that I kind of try my best to, what I do, I find out about my guests beforehand. So I have some research, and depending on what the topic is. But because I feel that I'm quite jovial anyway, that kind of comes across. Depending, it depends really what the topic is, because if I'm dealing with a really sensitive topic, then obviously I adapt, you know. But so I think it's important to just relax as a host as well. Doesn't matter that forget the camera, just be you. That's be you. Don't try and be anyone else. Yes, you can look at hosts and think, okay, I want to be like that person, but that's fine. So take what you can, but you know, try not to mimic them.
That's true.
As if you're just being a double of them, you know. You need to be you as well.
I like what you said about like taking bits from different people and then building it to kind of make your own sort of persona. Is there like one or two people that you look up to when it comes to hosting that you think you could take some things from them?
No, you'll get me going home thinking now. There's no one that comes to mind that I actually know. I don't. When I started hosting, I just was me. There's no one I think that I know. You talk about acting now, that's different, but not hosting. No.
I like that though, because it shows like your originality and how important originality is.
Yeah.
As you said, a lot of people try to mimic being someone else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I have so many questions I want to ask.
That's absolutely fine. That's fine. I'm here for it.
Any projects that you're working on right now?
Yeah. So I think we covered some of that, right? So as I said, that at acting, we are due to go to Barbados in October.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something else in the pipeline, but that's not confirmed.
Yeah.
So Barbados is confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're taking a break at the moment. So when we were talking about busy, so this is my break now.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're not meeting for rehearsals at the moment. Although in my mind, I'm still developing the character. It's the same character.
Yeah.
I've been, performing, but I still would like to develop her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in the back of my mind, but I don't have to physically book any time for rehearsals at the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
So that will come soon. Our director is away at the moment, but he'll be back soon, so I'm sure that will come soon. But I don't think it'll be till much later. So yeah, so that's there. I Am Echo. We are working on the Windrush project now. So right now we've got the go ahead. So we're just waiting for the date because the date has been changed. So we will be working on that. So I've got a project with my fitness and nutrition, whereas I will be rolling out a 360 project. So the 360 project will be where I will come to their homes, I will look at their fridge, I will go shopping with them, I will design a program for them, and I will train with them. But I will literally be in their face.
Good.
Yeah. On a daily basis.
Okay.
So that's one program that I'm working on at the moment that will be rolling out. I think that's it at the moment. The acting. Okay, so hosting. So I've hosted for an organisation, for a program called Tip Your Cap.
Okay.
Season 2 is pending. So we're hoping in the summer we'll get going with that. Okay. So that's on the back burner.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're dibbling and dabbling in a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Going into your fitness a bit more, how would you advise people to be fit? Like, it's so hard. How do you do it?
Yeah, so it's consistency.
Okay.
Yeah, it's consistency. And the thing is, you don't have to join a gym. You can walk, you can, oh gosh, there's so many things. You can join a walking group. I actually have a walking group. You can, there's this hula hoop that is a craze at the moment. I don't know if you've heard about it. Okay, so I'm actually thinking about starting a hula hoop platform to show people how to hula hoop. So basically you're hula hooping and you're losing weight, but you're losing weight all over. Okay. So it's like a weighted hula hoop. That's fun. You can do that while you're watching telly. You can step. There's so many ways. It's just about being consistent and having the get up and go to do it. You can just walk. You can walk daily. The sun's out now. There's no excuse. Just be safe when you're walking. There's so many ways. You can join a gym. You have a fitness buddy. It depends, how motivated you are. And it's about motivation. And that's the challenge that I see with most of my clients, the motivation, hence why I've decided to create this program so that I'm literally on their face, on their case.
So do you think fitness starts with like your mental? Because I know you said like motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Knowing what you want, that you want to do it. And there's different stages. You could be at stage number 1 where you'd be like, oh, yeah, I know I need to, but you're not moving. Number 2 could be, actually, I've started to research it. Number 3 could be, you know what, I've booked myself in for a class, but I go once a week. Number 4 is, I'm doing this. I'm motivated. I can do this on my own. I can do this with a buddy. I can do it. Number 5 is you're off on your own. You're doing it like 4 times a week. You're just off. But definitely a mindset. Because you have to want to do it.
True.
You do. You have to want to do it. And you may be in a place that you want to do it, but you haven't got the get up and go. Or you don't know where to start. You don't know your starting point.
Fantastic. So you mentioned a bit earlier on about like you loving different cultures and when you're traveling, like learning about those cultures as well. Do you think that has helped to like broaden your audience in terms of like your viewerships of your performance?
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I do. I'd have to have a look at that actually to see. I think it's broadened my tolerance.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Tolerance to different people's cultures, definitely. So I'd have to have a look about that. Yeah, because actually I am in contact with a lot of people who I meet abroad. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting as well to see like the impact that you're leaving on different people. So like as an example with the podcast, I looked at like the analytics and I have people in India listening, I have people in America listening.
Wow.
And it's just so cool to know that your audience gets bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. That's really good.
Thank you.
Really good. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I always ask my guests.
Yeah. And I always get a bit stuck here. Right, where do I see myself 5 years? On the beach somewhere.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice, yeah.
That would be great. So, okay, starting with I Am Echo. I Am Echo, as I said earlier, we definitely want to branch out. We want it to go nationwide. Mm-hmm. So we'd love to have a workforce working for I Am Echo, being as passionate as we are about I Am Echo, delivering confidence workshops to children and teenagers, definitely teenagers, and adults across the board. So that's with I Am Echo, and literally just, mimicking what we do under the I Am Echo brand banner. Fitness wise, again, I'd love to see the program roll out so that I'm helping individuals where they are. Individuals, sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, individuals where they are, and helping them to really believe in themselves as well too. Because you know what, here's the thing. Health and fitness, I know it's a buzzword and things, but actually, if you don't have your health, honestly, I think people who have not experienced this, or maybe not for themselves, but for people around them, seeing people lose their health or yourself lose your health, you realise, actually, I can't actually do certain things. So, for me, I think health is so important. It's number one. Knowing yourself and health is together. And I'm not saying you have to be the Olympic, but just being mindful of what you're putting in your bodies. And again, I'm not saying that you've got to be eating this salad diet on a daily basis. No, but it's making good choices, and it's making good choices to get your body moving. It's so important. I can't even stress how important it is, because not having good health has a really negative effect on your mind, on your brain, on your gut health. It's just so important to get that right, so that you're able to move on in what your desires are, what your ambitions are. So anyway, I digress. So I'm passionate about that. So again, I'd love to have clients. I'm happy. I'd love to have clients across the world, Zoom. Teams, I'd love to have clients across the world as well. I also health coach as well. So I qualified as a coach back in the 90s. So what I'm doing now is going into health coaching. I've gone into health coaching, so I health coach as well. So not just life coaching about your life, but also about your health, to help to navigate you into getting better, doing better, seeing a more clearer vision of in your health goals as well. So I offer that service. So that I'd love to do. That's where I see myself as well in 5 years' time. So I've done I Am Echo, fitness. What else is there? Acting. So acting, I'd love to have a performing arts school again. That is my desire. I would set it up differently. I would offer a lot more different classes. That's something I'd love to do. Again, for myself, I'd love to continue acting, travelling. I'd like to go into movies, TV. Again, you know, that's something I'm kind of working out for myself to find out in what direction and how far I want to go with it. I would actually love to star in an action movie.
Yay!
Yeah, I would. That is a desire of mine. Yeah. I recently I recently was in a small skit, would I say, a small scene with Harry P and Philly. So I was I was the detective. That was fun, and I was like, I'd love to play a detective, like a proper detective. I'd love that. Actually, I did really enjoy that. And that's actually on Netflix. It's just a small skit, and it's the ultimate loofah.
I'm gonna have a look.
It is, yeah. So it's with them guys, but I say a few lines. So that was quite fun, actually. So so I did enjoy that. So that actually, I was like, I'd like that detective role. Actually, it's like, but I'd love to do an action movie. I would actually, I would actually, That would be so cool. I might have to create one myself, actually. I'm open to next 5 years. I'm open to definitely being on that acting, still doing my acting, being on that in that area. Presenting, love presenting. Would love to continue to present, and taking on different opportunities with that. Yeah. So I have a platform called On the Sofa with Cheyenne. But actually I haven't done anything. I filmed, but I haven't got it out. So, and I have taken a break from that because of other things going on. But that's something I'd like to revamp and get out there as well, definitely. I've done radio as well. So I'd like to, you've encouraged me actually to go into podcasting.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So, because I know it's very similar to radio. So that would be something I'd like to do as well when I find the time. Yeah. I'd love to have holiday homes. Oh gosh, Shane would be here all day. But just really building on what I'm doing now, to be honest. Yeah, and just helping the community and giving back. That is at the forefront of what I really want to do, hence why I'd love to start a performing arts school again, giving back to those who are underprivileged as well, who, you know, don't have the means to go to these big, have the experience, you know, of different performing arts classes and things. Yeah, that's definitely high on my agenda.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of things coming for you, a lot of things you're doing, and I think it's good because like you're encouraging people who maybe they haven't found what they want to do yet. There's
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned, last question, so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine, please. I'm here.
You mentioned working with like Harry Panera and Young Philly.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever get starstruck when you work with certain celebrities or not?
No.
Really?
I actually I've met Philly in a personal setting. So, no.
Not really,
No, I do look up to people, but I realised a very long time ago. Okay, so I'll give you a short story.
Yeah.
I went to Jamaica years ago. This was like, I think I was 18 or something like that. And at the time, the reggae scene, there's some big names in the reggae scene, very big, and also producers. Okay, Sly and Robbie. Okay, and they were big back then. So for us here in England, you know, we're listening to their music. It's a big deal. Yeah. So I went to Jamaica. My cousin knew a gentleman by the name of Sanchez. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so she knew him personally. Wow. So, you know, Sanchez would come and take us out and things like that. So I became friends with some of Sanchez's friends. They took me to Sly and Robbie's studio in Kingston. I know you young folk won't know, but Google is your friend. Google them. So they were the number one top. So they had the artists that used to go there were like Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Red Rose. God, so many, so big artists.
Yeah.
So for the average normal person coming from England, they definitely would have been starstruck.
Yeah.
And to be honest, at the very beginning, I was like,
yeah,
I'm going to parties with Sanchez.
yeah,
But actually, when you get to know them and just talk to them, they're normal people.
yeah.
And that I learned that lesson then. They're actually people like me and you. But it just means that the platform they're on, everybody knows of their name, knows of their you know, you don't even know their personal name, you know, if you don't know them, you know. So yeah, that taught me a lesson that actually they're people just like me and you know. But honestly, but that was a good experience as well, really good. Yeah.
I asked you because some people, there's been a lot of debate, like once you get into Hollywood or once you get into like a certain level within the music industry, that people kind of lose themselves.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Yeah.
So, okay, so my sister, her son, is a Hollywood actor. Okay, so he was born here. He grew up here. He grew up in Bromley, and it was him actually who got me the job with Philly, young Philly. He has definitely not lost himself. Definitely not. He's grounded.
Yeah.
His character is the same. And I know that was really important for his mum to know that, you know, you remain who you are, you know, obviously gain the experience and things. And he's still there.
Yeah.
And he's doing really well. So personally, I know he hasn't. That's the one person I know who's in Hollywood. I'm guessing there are people who lose themselves, you know. And as I was saying in regards to like earlier about going into the industry, you must know who you are. You know who you are. And it's not saying that you mustn't enjoy the benefits that it brings. You know, and you will. You obviously your social circle will change, and you'll be exposed to certain things, and you'll be able to gain certain things that you wasn't able to gain before. But again, throughout all of that, you can remain who you are, still remain grounded, because again, like that, it can go.
That's really
we
good
know
advice.
this industry.
Yeah.
It can be rough, can be tough.
Yeah.
So don't get carried away, I'd say. Just enjoy it for what it is, absolutely. Live your best life, but, you know, remain grounded.
That's good. Yeah. So you've reached a success in performing arts and radio and presenting, like keep going on. Like what keeps you grounded? Is it your faith?
Okay. That was just going to come out. So my faith definitely keeps me grounded. And, you know, hearing you say about reaching success and things, and I just think I'm just doing what I love. I don't see it as, oh my gosh, I'm out there, because I definitely don't feel I'm out there, you know, like on a pedestal or anything. I'm just doing what I love. I'm passionate about everything we speak about. And even hearing you say it all, I'm like, gosh, actually that is me. I do all of it, because I don't think of it like that. I just like do this, I do that, I do that. I just, you know, and my children keep me grounded, I'd say, like, you know, my family, I think I'm quite grounded anyway. So definitely my faith is very important to me. Very important to me, because whatever decision I make, I always seek to ask whether this is the right decision for me, because not everything is for you. You know, as they say, not everything you see shine. What is it? Not everything that glitters is gold.
Yeah, it's true.
And that is so true. I don't just make decisions lightly. I make quick decisions. I get very excited about opportunities. I do. But I then, you know, I always make sure I speak to, I speak to my source, and make sure that I'm hearing what I'm supposed to be doing. There's things I've turned down, off doors have been closed and things like that. But definitely faith is very important to me.
I would agree to.
Yeah.
If there was like a final word of like encouragement or advice, what would you say to those listening?
Final. I'd say, you know what? Find out what it is that you love to do. What you love to do, not anyone else. Get yourself around that space. Get yourself in that environment. And just take steps. Listen to the steps. Follow the pebbles of where you're being directed. Yeah. And lastly, keep on keeping on. I always say that. Yeah. Keep on keeping on. Okay, just keep on going. Yeah. I know it's tough out there for some people. A lot of people face they don't have the support, from family or friends, but they know within their heart that this is what they need to do. Yeah. So just keep on keeping on. There's always a way. There's always a door.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you. Let's thank her again so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. I've loved it.
You've given a lot of useful tips and advice, and I think people can really benefit from what you've said.
Excellent. Lovely.
So thank you again.
You are more than welcome. Thank you, guys.
I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.